Hello, survivors and thrivers! My name is Beth. I am a knitter from the suburbs of Chicago, and I am here to share all of my knitting adventures with you. I've been away for a while, not physically away, but away from YouTube, and I have a lot to share, so sit tight. I got a lot to pack into this one. This week, I don't have any finished objects, but I do have a couple of works in progress, and I also have kind of a lot of new to me stuff. So get ready, because I've got it all written down and organized. So first thing that I want to talk about in my works in progress is Vesper with a twist. Now, couple weeks ago, I think it was, maybe last weekend, I don't know, I decided I was going to podcast. So I was going to upload an episode a couple weeks back. So I started by doing a twirl wearing my Vesper with a twist, as well as what's the other one? Ingrid sweater. So green on top is Ingrid sweater, brown on the bottom is Vesper with a twist, because Vesper with a twist is top up. Ingrid sweater is, wait, easy for me to say. Vesper with a twist is bottom up. Ingrid is top down. So it's sort of a Franken sweater that I did a twirl with. So by now you've already seen that, because the clip wasn't long enough for it to last as long as what I've said. So anyway, that's those two. I will show them closer up so that you can see all the detail of these lovely sweaters. But Vesper with a Twist is by Thea Colman of Baby Cocktails, and it is right here, and it is being knit in Nerdy Sheep Fiberworks DK, which is a 50-50 wool alpaca blend, and it was from a trunk show that I went to at Cowgirl Yarns. Cowgirl Yarns. It'll be here. In Laramie, Wyoming. So this is this bit of loveliness. Oh, wow. The color looks so nice on this screen. That is my lovely cable work that has given me some fits. And by which I mean, there was one row where I cabled like incorrectly, put it the wrong way. But I found that the next row, and I was able to drop down and fix it. However, what gave me fits was counting, and it wasn't even a big deal. I had put this one aside for a long time, and I have now finished like the entire chart. So from here to here is the chart. And so now I start again at row 1 and go up. So one full repeat of the chart is complete, and it's just going to keep going and going up the sweater. And I don't know how many times you do it. I would think at least 3, because what is that, like maybe 3 inches I've got done. So yeah, I'd say 3 of those ought to do it. Anyway, I should maybe read the pattern and find these things out. So what happened is, one night I sat down to knit this thing, and I was looking at it and counting. And what I do, I'll show you this. I got these on Amazon. So it's a stitch marker with numbers. I marked row 20 with this. so that I knew where I was on the chart. Because to me, that's easier than just like checking it off after the row, because I know I'm going to be doing that at least 3 times, given the length of the sweater. So I thought it would be better to put a stitch marker in so that I know where the different rows are. That way I'm marking it on the material instead of on something else that will be, you know, going through bags, and I may or may not have something to check off with and everything like that. So I was counting my rows one night, decided I was on the wrong row. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Did I want to continue as if it was fine, or did I want to rip back? I think at the time I thought I needed to rip back like 6 rows. Which is not much, you know, in the grand scheme of things in a sweater. 6 rows is like, whatever, you know. I mean, granted, 6 rows is probably a couple hours. Anyway, I didn't want to do that, so I decided just to put it aside and work on my other sweater. And so I was working on my other sweater and discovered that I had done something wrong with that. So then I was at a place of, I don't want to work on either one of them. And I can't remember which one came first now that I think about it, because the Ingrid sweater was easier to fix, as it turns out. And I knew that too. I knew that when I did it, it was an easier fix. But then I went to Knit Night, and I was talking to my friends at Knit Night, and they suggested that, okay, so next to the cable rounds is reverse stockinette. So they suggested flip it over and count the rows on the inside, because those are easier to count. So I did, and I was exactly where I was supposed to be. So I don't know if my brain just malfunctioned that night that I was at home and counting rows, or what it was. But anyway, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Everything is great. I'm having a good old time with it, but I was mad at it for a while. So that is Vesper with a twist. Next is Ingrid. Now this is called the Ingrid sweater, and it is by Petite Knit. And I am knitting this in Barnyard Knits DK, which is 100% superwash merino. And I am holding it together with Rowan Kidsilk Haze in the colorway Fern. Oh, and the colorway of Barnyard Knits is A Walk in the Woods. There is the lovely texture. And this, okay, so the ribbing right here, that's where I had a problem. Now, that was all me. On the chart, it shows the row with 2 knits, 2 purls, and you know, it shows that across on the chart. And I saw that, and there was a bracket by those 2 rows, and it said something about how many repeats to do. Now, in my brain, I'm thinking, duh, of course, I do it all the way across until there are no more knits and purls to knit and purl. So I did those 2 rows, and then I went on in the pattern. And then, as I was getting ready for the next part, I looked at the picture on the pattern and I thought, mine doesn't look like that. So as it turns out, what they were talking about in that bracket was not how many to do across, it was how many to do down the sweater. So I had to rip back and had to keep going on my ribbing. So for a few days, I was not on speaking terms with Ingrid. Just because of that. And that is totally my fault. Has nothing to do with Petite Knit. Fantastic design. She phrased it well. I looked back at it. It made perfect sense. I just decided that's for those idiots who don't know what they're doing. Not me. And it turned out that I was that idiot. Anyway, that's it for Ingrid. Ingrid's moving along, I am happy to say, and it will be done when it's done. And I don't think that's going to happen before Christmas because I got stuff planned. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, if I can find it, I have this, okay. I have this box next to me because there's that much stuff. Oh yeah, I brought that up separately because I was working on it this morning. Oh, it's on the table in front of me, of course. Of course. So, vanilla socks. Boring. Anyway, this is what I'm working on though, so I am going to show them. I know I have shown these before. This is just my vanilla sock recipe. I just love this sparkle sock base from Western Sky Knits. And this colorway, this would have been perfect this week. I was looking for some blue socks to wear and I didn't have any because everything was in the wash. Do you guys wash your socks every time you wear them? I've heard other knitters say that they don't. And I just feel like they're socks. They've been on my feet, inside my shoes. I know how, when you don't wear socks and you wear shoes without socks, the shoes don't smell pretty after that. So, I don't know. I mean, like, it's not like I take my socks off and I, like... To me, you gotta wash your socks every time you wear them. That's just my personal, like... I feel like feet are dirty. You gotta wash your socks. That's me. I wash my socks every time I wear them. I throw them in the washer. I lay them flat on top of the dryer. And then the next time I do another load of laundry, they're dry. So, or, sometimes I'll just, after my shower in the morning, I'll go downstairs barefoot to grab a pair of socks off the dryer. Because usually overnight, they're dry. So anyway, this is my Western Sky sparkle sock. I am on the foot of it. The only reason that I am working on these socks right now is because I want to use this needle, and I was already down to the heel flap. So I was like, let's just get these off the needles and then I can work on my Christmas socks because I love Christmas. So that's coming up, you guys. That's coming up. I think that's a size 1 needle, maybe a 0. I don't know. It's a sock size needle and I want to use it. I'm not horribly picky about what size needle I use for my socks because I haven't seen all that much difference from one pair of socks to the next with the different needle sizes I use. So it can be anything from 0 to like 1.5. So whatever. Anyway, what am I doing next? Oh, my other vanilla socks. It's a lot of whips for me. Okay. Oh, I don't think I've shown this bag. This is, I wrote this down too. Hold on, friends. This is, oh, here it is. It was the first one on my list. I skipped right past that. Just like the directions. Anyway, it is from Knit for Brains on Etsy. Look at this cute little pull tag. I love this bag. It's got that wire frame thing. And I saw this on Instagram and I had to have this. And look inside, you guys. Oh my God, isn't that beautiful? And it stays open like a basket because of that wire frame. So it's just, and it's huge. It really is. I mean, like for a pair of socks, I could probably fit a sweater in this. So the yarn I'm using for these socks is Desert Vista Dyeworks. Cute little cuffs. So I'm loving the way this is working up. This is Desert Vista Dyeworks self-striping yarn. It is a 75-25 superwash nylon blend, and the colorway is Country Christmas. Just love it. Love it, love it. Viso, it says. I'm assuming is that the base? I don't know. So yep, 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And I really want Christmas socks by Christmas. So I just thought of something. The other ones that I was talking about, the vanilla socks, that the blue ones from Western Sky Knitwear, Western Sky Knits. Yeah, them. Anyway, this morning I was working on those socks and my husband comes downstairs and he says, I don't know if I want to say this. I heard an expletive this morning. I want to keep this family friendly. So I was like, oh, he heard that. That was like an hour ago. And what had happened is I do magic loop, and I was adjusting the needle, and I had accidentally pulled the needle out of half the stitches on one of my socks, and it was the side that's ribbed. So I'm ribbing the foot, like the top of the foot. And as I was trying to pick the stitches back up, that's when I was swearing, because one of the stitches had gone down 2 rows, and I was like, So anyway, that's why knitting is so relaxing. That's all of my whips right now. But I have some things that I'm planning to cast on. So I'm really excited about this one. I saw on Instagram, always knit-fluenced by them, Andrea, is it pronounced Rangel? I don't know, but she gave a discount code for the dude sweater, which is the sweater that was inspired by the movie The Big Lebowski, which is a hilarious movie, and if you haven't seen it, you should. But I've seen this sweater before, and I thought, I really want to knit that sweater, but I don't see myself wearing it. So I asked my husband, do you want this sweater? And he was like, no, I'm not going to wear a sweater. I was like, aw. So the next day, my great nephew's first birthday party, I saw my son there. And I asked him, have you seen The Big Lebowski? And he said yes. And I said, do you want a sweater just like his? And he was like, yeah, I'd totally wear that. And I was like, all right, I can knit it. So the next day, I bought the pattern and went to Knit Picks to look for yarn for the sweater. And I got the yarn. So I don't know how much of this I should actually pull out. I think I'm just going to pull out it's a 3-color sweater. You'll be seeing what it looks like. And where is it? That's where that big box came from. Knit Picks. So it's wool of the Andes. And this is is it worsted? Need my glasses. It is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. This is, where are all the oh, it says worsted. Like in big letters right on the front. Worsted weight. You guys probably saw it before I did. Anyway, okay. So my brown color is Chestnut and the black is called Penguin. So these are the color work in the sweater. And the main color is called Cloud. So let me take one out so you can see it nice and close. And so it's not exactly white. It's almost, I mean, I think it's showing on camera pretty true to color. So it's like a cream. And I think that's pretty close to what the original Jude sweater was. But again, if you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, you should. Funny stuff. But if you're easily offended, don't watch it. I just remember it being potentially offensive. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I couldn't tell you what it was that I thought was offensive. I just feel like it's one of those where if you're faint of heart, don't watch it. Anyway, is that everything? I have no, oh, no. That is not everything. That is not everything. I have more. I'm afraid to open this box because I don't want any spoilers. No, you know what? This big box. I'm afraid to even open the outer box because it is my holiday advent from Knitty McPurly. I'm so excited, but I am going to wait. I am going to wait until December to start opening this. I kind of want to see like how things are packaged inside here, but I'm afraid if I open the outer box, something's going to be spoiled. So I'm just not opening it. I'm going to wait until December 1st. I'm going to be a good girl and I am going to open it then. I'm sad for me now, but I'm happy for future me. Next thing. This one's not so exciting. Sock blockers. I thought as long as I'm ordering from Knit Picks, I might as well get some cheapo sock blockers. Can always use some extra sock blockers. They look big though. Like, is my foot that big? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Maybe I'll stretch my socks. Anyway, maybe that'll be good for like if I make socks for my son. Which, by the way, I'm not slighting my husband. He has specifically said multiple times he does not want me to knit anything for him. Fine by me. All right, you guys. My last new to me. I am a sucker for Christmas. I saw this on Instagram and had to have it. Oh my gosh. Is this not the most beautiful Christmas colorway? It is called Gingerbread Lane. I love the name. You know, sometimes the name makes the colorway. Like, oh yes, I totally see that. Like, a walk in the woods. Yes, that personifies or yarnifies a walk in the woods. This yarnifies Gingerbread Lane. So this is awesome. So this is from Knotty Knittress, and it is, I think Grotto Falls is a collection, or maybe it's the yarn base. I don't know what, but it is a 75%, 25% superwash nylon blend, and it is 437 yards, and it is a fingering weight. Yes, obviously 100 grams, 437 yards, that's fingering weight. Yep. So this will be socks, which is why I am clearing my needles to make room for this one too. So also from Knotty Knittress. I follow her on Instagram. You would think I could remember that. I have heard that she has a podcast too, and I've heard people like saying she's great and whatever. I've just never like stumbled across her on Instagram, or I mean on YouTube, and just I haven't sought to find her. So through the grapevine, I hear she's a good one to watch. So I think this one is a beautiful Christmas colorway too. And this is Something Festive This Way Comes. I am also a sucker for horror movies. I love Halloween season for that. I didn't see any scary movies this year, other than like ones on TV. I used to have a group of friends that lived around here that we would go to scary movies together, but it's hard to find people who like scary movies. So, it's again, it's not something that I like would organize myself. I mean, if I heard a movie was coming out, I might want to go see it. And my husband doesn't like scary movies. My husband generally doesn't like movies at all. He's more of a sports fan. So That's not going to happen. But, and my son would go with me. My son that lives at home with me still. So, whatever. Something festive this way comes, though. That's a play on something wicked this way comes. I'm assuming. But this is also from the Grotto Falls collection. And it's also that 75-25 superwash nylon blend. So, that's why I need to clear my needles. I've got 2 Christmas socks that I need to make for me. So obviously nobody's getting any knit gifts for Christmas this year because I am too busy making stuff for myself. Plus, for those of you who saw my July episode, there was a Christmas in July episode that I made where I talked about making a sweater called Hinterland. I had cast on the neckband of that. Haven't gotten any further in that. I'd like to work on that some more. Plus, do I have that up here? I did bring it. Okay. I forgot about this. I don't have that on my list. I'm going to have to add this. This is not new yarn because this I got in the summer right before that that Christmas in July episode. This is a lovely grinchy green that I talked about in that episode, and it is from Maelstrom Fiber Arts. I want to say this might have been like a clearance type thing they were doing, but the colorway is Kiwi on their Zebra DK base. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. And the sweater that I am doing this in for Christmas is called Fallow. And, all right. There's no picture of it in what I printed out. I'll bet I often skip that page that has the picture because, you know, it takes a lot of color ink. And so, here. So there's these little cute animals on it that remind me of reindeer. So I thought that would be a cute Christmassy type knit. I feel like it would be in that grinchy green. I might even like do a red nose on like that reindeer in the middle. Because I think that would be fun. And then there's something else I was just thinking about it. What was I thinking about it? Oh yeah. The other color, the coordinating color that I was thinking about using is the brown color from that Vesper with a twist. I think it would look nice. Now I have to dig because I've buried it. So this color, I think that would be a really good contrast with this, and it would make some nice little reindeer. So that's the plan. And I sincerely hope that I will get another episode out there with some finished objects before Christmas. If nothing else, at least the socks. So I hope all of you are doing great. I hope everyone had a happy Halloween. I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And to those of you in other parts of the world, I hope you enjoy whatever your season brings you. And until next time, keep knitting, keep surviving, keep thriving. Bye.